Gloom. Shambles. I've been away for a minute on this channel again. I'm back though. Yeah, shout out to Anime Gear Guru for the hat. In fact, I shouldn't even shout them out. I'm going to blare that out. I'm going to blare out the company that made this because this hat is so small, bro. Yeah, I saw it. I thought this looks cool. Trafalgar Law, my guy, yeah. Put it on, bro. I've got to wear it like fucking Sabo, bro. Yeah, like this shit's so tight. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Trafalgar Law, Captain Levi's voice actor. Anyway. Yo, today we're doing a tier list, yeah? First tier list on the channel. I've always wanted to do tier list content. Yeah, I've had a few things that I could have done tier lists for and just never made the video. I don't know if tier list is still a trend. A lot of people have been doing them recently on the platform. But I am officially at the halfway point in One Piece. And yo, first of all, let me just say, this shit's fire. This shit's fire. I don't know why it took me so long to get around to watching One Piece, but this shit is fire. Yeah, this is my favourite anime of all time now, and I've only just got halfway through it. So, yeah. I'll do another one of these videos once I've got, like, fully up to date with Wano, and I know that the manga's entered the final saga now anyway, but we're just going to rank today the pre-time skip arcs, because that's where I'm up to, you know? So, controversial opinions incoming. Leave your thoughts in the comments below if you agree with me or not. Subscribe. I'm going to take this off because my head is getting squished. Yes, subscribe if you are new. Hit the like button. And yeah, if you want to see more, check out the channel. I don't know what I'm going to do on this channel. We do reaction videos, video essays coming soon, tier list content. Just make sure you subscribe anyway so you can see when I get up to date with One Piece and the updated tier list. You know, things might move around. Even the old arcs that we rank today might move around depending on how good post-time skip is. I'm currently about 10 episodes into Fishman Island and it's decent so far. You know, it's nothing special, I wouldn't say, Fishman Island, but it's nice to see the gang back together. Anyway, let's jump into the tier list. Yeah, we're going to go through all of the arcs in order. I'm going to give my thoughts and then a ranking. Obviously, that's what tier lists are. We've got the rankings going from S down to D, S tier being, of course, the top one. If you don't know how this works, it goes S, then A, then B, then C, then D. I don't know whether we should do like an F tier for like an arc that I just really don't like, but I think D should be enough. We can always add another one if we need to, but without further ado, first arc, yeah, Romance Dawn. Now, this is a tough one because in the manga, it starts different. I actually started reading the manga first before I watched the anime, but I only read like the first few chapters. So Romance Dawn starts with the next arc of the anime. What the hell am I talking about? Romance Dawn in the anime doesn't start until episode 4. What am I talking about? Basically, in the manga, yeah, the manga starts with episode 4 of the anime. There we go. I've got it off my tongue finally. So the first arc of the One Piece anime is classed as the first 3 episodes. So it's tough to rank this, actually, because in the East Blue Saga, I'm putting Law's hat to the side, bro. I've been playing with this since I took it off, yeah, pause. But Law's hat's going to the side. Yeah, so with Romance Dawn, it's tough because it's only 3 episodes. With the start of the East Blue Saga, I feel like it got through things so quick. The first few arcs are very short, so it's hard to rank them and give them like a fair, you know, assessment. But I guess with Romance Dawn, so we had 3 episodes. We got introduced to Luffy, of course, who was on Alvida's ship. He met Kobe for the first time. Then we ended up getting Zoro, my favourite character in the show. Yeah, Roronoa Zoro, Pirate Hunter. Where is he on the shirt? Where is he on the... There he is, bro. Yeah, 3 sword style. Don't fucking play with my boy Zoro. Best character in the show behind Shanks. Yeah, so we met Zoro. Of course, I'm going to like that because we met Zoro. But again, differences between the anime and the manga. We didn't get Luffy's backstory and we didn't get Zoro's backstory in these first 3 episodes. I'm just going to be ranking this strictly on anime, though. I'm going to forget what I've read in the manga because, like I say, I only read the first arc in the manga. I don't know complete differences. So this is strictly an anime tier list. Okay, we need to get it moving. I can't spend this long on Romance Dawn, bro. Yeah, so Romance Dawn, we had the introduction to Luffy. We also got the introduction to the One Piece, Gold Roger's little speech on his little deathbed. Well, not deathbed, you know what I'm talking about. We met Zoro. We also got introduced to Nami slightly, and we had Luffy versus Captain Morgan. Now, as much as I didn't like Captain Morgan and Helmeppo as well, Helmeppo's character design at first was trash, bro. His chin used to piss me off so bad. Even Kobe's design at first. Kobe, by the way, had the biggest glow up in anime history I've ever seen, I think. Like, that guy looks completely different now. But yeah, so Romance Dawn, I'm gonna slap it in the C tier. Yeah, I'm going harsh to start with. It was all right. I liked the introduction to Luffy showing off his powers, protecting Zoro. In fact, I actually really liked the Zoro storyline with the little girl who wanted to feed him. I'm putting it in B. I'm putting it in the B tier, yeah. We're starting off lenient. Romance Dawn is a B tier. It's only 3 episodes, so it's not much to judge, but from what I did see, I enjoyed it, you know? So I guess that's what we've got to go with this tier list. This is going to be so controversial, some of these. You know what, actually, I'm putting it back down into C tier, because I just know what's to come, and I'm like, we're starting off too early. Yeah, so next arc was, of course, Orange Town. I couldn't find it on the tier list. There we go. Got Orange Town. So Orange Town is the arc that gave us Luffy's backstory. Yeah, so which is quite weird. Yeah, I don't know why they class it as that. Because if Romance Dawn had Luffy's backstory in, then I would class that as a B tier, but since it doesn't, it's a C tier. Orange Town starts off with Luffy's backstory, and then we meet one of the greatest villains in One Piece. Well, do you even call him a villain anymore? Buggy the Clown. Yeah, Buggy the Clown. We also got to see more of Nami in that arc, and see the relationship between Zoro, Nami, and Luffy. I'm not going to lie to you, the first introduction to Buggy the Clown, I thought he was funny. I didn't like his crew at all, though. The way they had to fight the guy on the unicycle and the guy with the lion, I just wasn't rocking with it. I remember at the start of One Piece, I was really critical about it, because obviously everyone bigs One Piece up as like this great show, and I was watching it thinking, this isn't that good. Orange Town, though, this is might be controversial. I'm going to put it in B tier. Yeah, I like Luffy's backstory. I love Luffy's backstory episode with Shanks. Shanks is one of my favourite characters in the show, even though you never fucking see him, Oda. Yeah, can we have some more Shanks content, please? But yeah, I'm sure you know where this is going if I've just said Shanks is my favourite character. But Orange Town, we got the introduction to Luffy's backstory and Shanks. I love that episode. Buggy the Clown, I actually liked Buggy, but I didn't like his crew. I didn't like the whole part about the mayor of the town and stuff, and Buggy was wreaking havoc in the town. I can't lie. I just wasn't that invested in the story and the side characters, like I say. But I've put it in B tier because we did get introduced to Buggy, the relationship between Luffy, Nami, and Zoro, how they will like go out for each other to... You know, it started showing that first bit of, like, camaraderie, is that the word? Or friendship, I guess, you know, between the crew, and they were helping each other out. Obviously, Luffy was trapped in the cage and stuff, I remember. It's been a long time since I watched this. Of course, I'm on episode, like, 530 now, so there's a lot that I might forget about. But from what I remember, I'm putting Orange Town as a B. I need to move on. I'm getting to, like, this is going to be a long-ass video. So, next arc, Syrup Village, the introduction to the captain of the Liars, Captain Usopp. Yeah, so Usopp, at first, I hated Usopp. I can't lie to you, but right now, don't hate any Usopp fans. Right now, Usopp's one of my favourites in the crew. I would probably rank him 4th, maybe, in the crew. Let's see, my ranking for the crew just of right now, in fact, I'll get to that at the end of the video. If you want to see my Straw Hat ranking as of Fishman Island, wait till the end of the video. Syrup Village, though, we got an introduction to one of the most important characters in the show, the Going Merry-Go, yeah, or whatever you want to call it. In Japanese, obviously, in the anime, they call it Going Merry-Go. In the anime, I mean, in the manga, it's called Merry-Go. There's no going to begin with, but the Going Merry is what I call it. So, I liked the storyline of Usopp joining the crew at the end of the arc, but I don't think the end of an arc can make up for the rest of the arc, because I'm honestly not going to lie, again, I wasn't that invested at this point in One Piece when I was watching it, so I didn't really care for Usopp. I didn't really care for the 3 kids that he was mates with, and how they had the whole, like, Boy Who Cried Wolf line storyline going on of, like, Usopp saying the pirates are coming. Usopp's backstory, though, I will say, did make me cry, bro. I'm gonna admit it, it made me cry. When did we get Zoro's backstory, actually? So Zoro's backstory came on episode 19. Is that part of Syrup Village? No, that's part of Baratie. Oh. Anyway, so Syrup Village, yeah. The guy who, what was his name? Caladador, I think, or something like that. The guy who pushed his glasses up like that, you know who I'm talking about. Didn't really like him as an antagonist. In fact, I did, because the whole twist of him being the butler, but then not being the butler and being a pirate was actually quite good. The fight scenes weren't that great, though, again, but I know One Piece isn't about the fight scenes, and the animation early on in One Piece, because it was an old anime, isn't, like, that good. So, Syrup Village, where should I rank this? This is a tough one, again. I think I'm going to put it C tier, you know, just because I want to leave room for everything else. We might adjust them at the end. I'm going to put Syrup Village in C tier. Usopp's backstory, though, did make me cry, bro. I can't lie. The backstories in One Piece be hitting. Usopp's backstory, when he said to his mum, like, his mum was dying, and he was like, oh, mum, have you not heard that there's a cure overseas and stuff? Because he's a liar, obviously. And then she was like, oh, like, Usopp, don't, like, stop Stop lying, basically. And he started crying and said, let me dream. Yo, I want to keep dreaming or something like that. He said, yo, gotta start making me cry again. By the way, yeah, by the time you see this video, well, if you see part 2 of this video, I'm gonna have a completely different right arm. Yeah, my right arm is bare at the minute, apart from this tat. I'm getting a one-piece sleeve on this arm. That's how much this show is just fire to me and how much this show means to me right now. So I'm gonna get that panel of Usopp saying, let me keep dreaming, I think, on my wrist. Because I just love, that's one of my favorite moments in the show. One thing I learned about One Piece is that it's not about the fight scenes like a show like Naruto. It's about the moments. Yeah, and some of the moments in One Piece are just... Oh, this show is good, man. This show is good. Picking up the pace a little bit, the next arc is Baratie, or Baratie, however you want to say it. I pronounce it in the Japanese way. I don't know if that's right or not, but they say Baratie, so I'm going to say Baratie. Like I mentioned, it starts off the first episode of the arc in the anime, how it's classed, is Zoro's backstory. Still one of the craziest shocks to me. Yeah, I feel like with One Piece, every time I think I know where the story's going, it just completely blows my mind. So I've got to shout out Eiichiro Oda sensei, yeah, because he is a genius. So like I was going to say, Zoro's backstory, I was like, oh, I know where this is going. He's going to train, the girl's going to train, they're going to end up being, you know, like a fight in the future between the two of them to see who's the strongest. Did I say the girl? I'm sorry for the disrespect there. Kuina, yeah? So, Zoro and Kuina training, and I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna grow up, they're gonna end up fighting, we might even see them fight in this arc, and then fight later on, and then she just died, bro. Then she just fell down the stairs and died. And I was like, yo, that's like the craziest anime death I've ever seen. Falling down the stairs and dying. Like, where's the plot armor? This is anime, bro. This isn't real life. You're not supposed to die like that. You're not supposed to die like that, bro. This is anime, you know what I mean? But it was literally as soon as I was thinking, I remember this episode perfectly, as soon as I was thinking, oh yeah, this is so predictable, they're gonna grow up and fight again, she died, and then he took the sword, and the sword is still the sword he uses to this day, and I'm like, yo, that is fire. Then we start the actual Baratie arc, and we met my boy, hold on, black leg, black foot Sanji. Look at this figure, bro. Let me get up close to the camera. This boy, I don't know why I'm turning it that way. This boy, yeah, this figure's so clean. Can you see the mustache, please? Look at the detail, yeah. Anyway, let me tell you a little story about Sanji. Yeah, right now, like I mentioned before about my rankings for the crew, Sanji is third in my rankings. It goes Zoro, Luffy, Sanji. So Sanji's third, you know, that's a high ranking. I fuck with Sanji heavy. So this is my story about Sanji, right? Before I started watching One Piece, I already knew all of the crew members, at least the names. I knew what they looked like because I'd seen a picture from Wano. So it's basically spoilers. I know none of them die until Wano of the crew. So I knew who they all were. I knew everyone's name as well, apart from Brook. I didn't know what Brook's name was. I just knew there was a skeleton with an afro. So yeah, when I saw Sanji, I used to look at him and think, I hate this guy. Could not stand the fact that he had one eye covered, even though my hair's fucking basically similar at this point. He had one eye covered. I'm a Sasuke fan and I'm talking about that. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't like his eyebrows, curly-ass eyebrows, and the way he dressed. I was like, this guy just looks like a French dude that I won't like. Yeah? Then we watched Baratie. Whew. This right here, let me go to the tier list. I'm forgetting that we're even doing a tier list right now. Baratie is an S tier. That might be controversial, but to me, Baratie is an S tier. Yeah, this is the arc that made me fall in love with One Piece. I might do a video soon, actually, a video essay style video, just on this arc and how good it is. Yeah, this is the arc that made me fall in love with One Piece. Like I mentioned, everything before this, Syrup Village, Orange Town, Romance Dawn, I was like, okay, this is cool, I guess. Baratie switched up the style. Zoro's backstory to kick it off. Then actually meeting Sanji, he completely shattered my expectations of him. And as soon as I saw him, like, he tethered the waiter. The waiter from the Marines was there trying to guess what wine it was, and Sanji was like, nah, you're wrong, lad. And then he fought the Marine dude, and I was like, you know, this is my guy. This might be my guy. And then Sanji ended up being my guy. We got Sanji's backstory too, which I don't know why. Sanji's backstory made me cry, bro. I know I'm going to sound like this video like I'm just a big crybaby, like Baby Deku, but I'm not. Like, I don't actually cry that often. It wasn't until I started watching One Piece that I actually started being a lot more, like, susceptible to cry at emotional things. Sanji's backstory, I don't even know why, but the scene when he found out the whole time that Zeph didn't have a bag of food, he had a bag of treasure, and he gave all of the food to Sanji, that just made me start crying, bro. I don't know why, like I say, but yeah, crazy. And I know in the manga, he cut his leg off and ate it, Whereas in the anime, they made it look like he got caught on something and he had to cut it off to save Sanji. But in the manga, he cut his leg off and ate it. That's how he survived without the food. But yeah, Baratie is just a great arc. The introduction to Sanji, Sanji's backstory, Sanji leaving Baratie at the end and joining the crew, another emotional scene. But not just that. It wasn't just the usual, here's a new character, welcome to their story. They join the crew at the end, like Syrup Village was, I guess, with Usopp. It came back full circle to something that had been hinted at for a few episodes before that, with the Warlords. Mihawk versus Zoro. Still to this day, one of the most impactful moments for me in this show. Mihawk pulling up, Zoro challenging him, obviously losing because Zoro was not strong enough at that point. But then him to turn around and gain the respect of one of the 7 warlords as a rookie pirate. He was like 17, I think, at the start of this show. Like, young boy, just set out as a pirate for the first time. Because obviously before that, he was known as the pirate hunter. So Zoro versus Mihawk is crazy. And the fact that all of that was going on, as well as all of the stuff with Don Krieg, this show is fucking fire. Like, Mihawk pulling up while I was just looking at it thinking it was going to be a carbon copy of Syrup Village. Like, oh, here's the bad guy, we beat the bad guy, we get a new crew member. And then I thought it was going to be that for 200 episodes until we had the whole crew. But no, this arc showed me the potential of One Piece. That's why I've put it in S tier. It showed me the genius of Eiichiro Oda sensei and just how well written this story actually is. And like a testament again to how much I like Sanji, the way he helped out my man, what was my man called, bro? The one who saved them at the end, Gin. Yeah, Gin. Like the way Sanji looked after Gin, gave him some food even though he was a pirate, and Sanji was like, we are cooks, our job is to feed people. Then seeing Sanji's backstory of why he's like that, because he didn't have any food while he was on that island with Zeph, and Zeph has the same mentality of, you don't know what it's like to be at sea and not have food, so we're gonna feed people no matter who they are. And I really like the morals that Sanji stands by, apart from the fact that he is a thirst bucket simp at this point. The last episode I watched, he nearly died from a nosebleed. Like, do you know how funny that is? But yo, Baratie, the first S tier of many. Yeah, that's a little spoiler there. First S tier of many. Next arc, we have Arlong Park. Another sad backstory in this arc as we get more information on Nami. A good villain in Arlong, probably the best villain so far out of all of the arcs. Like I say, Buggy weren't like that. Even if you want to call Alvida, I think her name was in the first arc, if you want to call her a villain. Caladador, whatever the fuck his name was. And then, what was his name? Don Krieg. Still, like, Don Krieg, I actually did like his like character as a villain. But, yo, Arlong was where it really stepped up. And this is where I think, similar to Baratie would show me the potential of this show, Arlong showed me the potential of the show again in a different way. For me, Arlong Park was the first time we saw how Oda could write the crew getting separated and all returning together for like a big scene. Obviously, pretty much every arc since then follows that formula. But Arlong Park was the first one to really show it to me of like, this is genius. This is genius. I loved Nami's backstory. I loved the scene. Yo, the scene. I talk about moments, yeah. Luffy putting the motherfucking straw hat on Nami. Yeah, Mugiwara no Nami. That scene is so impactful. And then Nami turning around saying, Luffy, help me cut after stabbing the tattoo up. Yo, that scene is fire. I'm tempted to give Arlong Park an S as well, but I'm going to put Arlong Park in A for Arlong because, like I've just mentioned, I think Arlong Park is a great arc, but there are better arcs in One Piece. I do like Baratie more than Arlong Park. That might be controversial. I know there's a lot of people who think Arlong Park is the best arc in the East Blue Saga, but for me, Baratie just had that extra level of like surprise to it. When Mihawk pulled up, bro, I was like, this show is amazing. And that was the arc that made me fall in love. That's why I'm a bit biased to Baratie, and it completely changed my opinion on Sanji too, so that's why I am a bit biased there. But Arlong Park goes in an A. The only downside, I think, to this arc was how easy Arlong got beat, I thought. Like, Luffy just took him out with, I think it was a Gomu Gomu battle axe, and that was it. And I was like, yo, is he not going to get back up, bro? Is that it? Like, he's down for the count already after one hit, but the whole arc was fire to me. The fight at the end was fire still when they were in like the room where Nami was making the maps and stuff. Like I say, Luffy putting the hat on Nami, that's another tattoo going on the sleeve. Yeah, because that, fire. The next arc in the East Blue Saga to end things off with East Blue is none other than Loguetown. Now, this is a hard one to rank again, similar to Romance Dawn and Orange Town, a shorter arc. I think there's only like 10 episodes in Loguetown. We got an introduction, though, to Captain Smoker and Tashiri, the girl swordsman that's with Smoker. I can't remember her name, apologies. I'm sure it's Tashigiri or something like that. But then I keep thinking of Sabaody from Hell's Paradise, and I don't know if I'm getting confused there. But Loguetown, as short as it was a good arc for me. I did enjoy the fact that this was the place where Gold Roger was born and executed. Then we also saw Dragon at the end saving Luffy from Smoker. And also Buggy came back to try and behead Luffy, didn't he? So yeah, a crazy little arc there to end off East Blue. And a nice introduction to Captain Smoker, Dragon. Did we see Smoker before? I can't even remember, but I like the interactions with Smoker. I like Smoker as a character. And Dragon, of course, at that point, we had no idea who Dragon was to the extent that we know now. But it was still a decent arc nonetheless. I'm going to throw it in the B tier. I don't think it was a bad arc, but it wasn't too, like, mind-blowing and nothing special, you know? So I'm throwing that in the B tier. Moving on to our second saga, we have the Arabasta saga, starting off with Reverse Mountain. Again, another tough one to rank. It's only 2 episodes, the Reverse Mountain arc. Like, how can you class an arc as 2 episodes? But we enter the Grand Line. Yeah, a big story point there, entering the Grand Line for the first time, finally, after 62 episodes of building up for it. And then we get introduced to Laboon, the big whale at the end of the Reverse Mountain, who I did never expect to see again. And then we got Brooke's backstory, and the way Oda linked that in is still crazy to me. But Reverse Mountain, I'm going to throw in C tier. Let's just move. In fact, should I give it I'm going to throw it in D tier. It's only 2 episodes. You know what I mean? It's 2 episodes. Wasn't much about it. We met Laboon. Okay, cool. But without the hindsight of meeting Laboon again later on, it wasn't anything special to me. I did actually like the way Luffy made the whale his friend, but I've got to put something in the D tier. So Reverse Mountain gets a D tier. It's only 2 episodes. We did actually meet Vivi though for the first time, didn't we? Well, wasn't her name like Miss Wednesday or something? So I think that might be a bit harsh putting it in D, but I feel like we've got to put something there. In fact, it wasn't bad. Let me throw it in C tier because it wasn't that bad. Yeah, so we're putting it in C tier. It was only 2 episodes, so it's tough to rank. But next arc, moving on. Okay, the next arc is Whiskey Peak. Now, I actually don't remember Whiskey Peak that much. All I remember is Zoro bodying the whole time. So this is going straight in B tier. I don't remember anything else other than Zoro bodying the whole time. And Zoro's my guy, so Zoro gets a B. Yeah, this is Zoro's peak arc. No, it's not. But Zoro gets a B for this one, because I can't remember anything else that happens other than that. But yeah, so let me know what you think of Whiskey Peak. Let me know what you think of the tier list so far. Am I tripping about anything? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are we ever going to give anything a D ranking? Who knows? The next arc was Little Garden. Now, Little Garden, again, I didn't really care for it, bro. It's a shorter arc, but still, it felt quite long. I didn't really like Little Garden, the whole story about the 2 giants. I know it was a good world building arc, I would say that though, because we got more information about the giants later on in Water 7. Even Usopp, I'm sure that the giants were from the place that Usopp wanted to go to learn how to be a brave warrior, weren't they? So I did like that fact, but Little Garden... And Mr. 3 turned up as well, and obviously now that I've got caught up to time skip, we saw Mr. 3 again in Impel Down, so it's a good story building arc. But for the future, the arc itself, from what I remember, I didn't like it at all. I can't lie. Vivi, Nami, and Zoro getting trapped in the candle was actually really funny. Zoro holding his sword up, that was hilarious, bro. And Nami was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Well, if I'm about to get like frozen and made into a statue, I want to look cool at least." Zoro is so funny, like unintentionally though. That's one thing I find with Zoro's humor. But yeah, Little Garden, I didn't really like it, bro. In fact, was that the one where Sanji stayed on the ship, so he didn't get included in none of this, and then he ended up phoning Crocodile? Because he found a little candle hut and he phoned through to Crocodile. That was actually a fire scene. I'm going to give Little Garden a C. Yeah. Will anything ever get a D tier? Is there a point in having a D tier? Do you think there are any D tier arcs? I've seen one coming up that I'm going to give a D for the sake of it. And it's the next arc, Drum Island. So I'm going to speed through this one. Drum Island gets a D tier. Chopper's backstory, another backstory that I did shed tears at. Chopper's backstory was really sad. Chopper's voice actor might be one of the best voice acting roles I've ever seen in any show ever, because Like, Chopper's voice actor just kills it. When it's emotional, it makes you emotional. When he's being cute, he makes, like, you feel, oh, he's so cute, you know? But I love Chopper, but the actual arc itself wasn't it for me. Nami got sick. They pulled up at a place that doesn't like pirates. The antagonist in this arc was trash. Yeah, the antagonist was trash. I can't even remember his name. I just remember him being big, and I don't like that. Yeah, so Drum Island gets a D tier. Let's move on. Finally, another good arc. Arabasta, straight into the A tier for Arabasta, yeah? We got introduced to another one of the 7 warlords. Now, the mystery of the 7 warlords for me was one of the things that kept me wanting to watch the show, because I was like, oh, I can't wait to see the next warlord. We got introduced to Crocodile, yeah, in the Arabasta arc. And I can't lie to you, yeah, I was a bit disappointed at the end of the arc, simply because I thought Crocodile was going to be an actual crocodile, bro. You know the scar that he has across his face here, yeah? I thought that was because he ate, like, the croc fruit, and his head opened up, and, like, fucking crocodile had turned out, so that's why it's a stitch, because when he goes back from crocodile back to human, he has to stitch his face back together. So I was looking at it thinking, yo, I can't wait for him to turn into a crocodile, and he just didn't. So I was like, why the hell's his name Crocodile then? I know he controls crocodiles and that, and he had loads in his palace, but that's not something to criticize the arc for. That was just my expectations that got shattered. But yeah, Arabasta, great arc. It was the first arc where I thought at times the pacing was a bit off. There was like 3 episodes when they were running through the desert, and I was like, fucking hell, get a move on, bro. How big's this desert? We got introduced to one of my favourite characters in the show, Ace, yeah, Portugas de Ace. One of my, I'm getting the Ace tattoo. I don't care. This arm, next time you see me, it's gonna say Ace, yeah, like Luffy says. It's gonna say Ace on my arm next time you see me. But yeah, we got introduced to Ace. Didn't know much about Ace, but we also got introduced to the Viva cards, which is crazy because I completely forgot about the Viva cards until he brought it up again in Thriller Bark. I took a bit of a hiatus after watching Arabasta, so things like the Viva cards did go out of my mind a bit. I left a big gap between watching Arabasta and Sky Island, but from Sky Island I've pretty much binged the whole show, so I remember everything now. But yeah, Arabasta was such a good arc. Miss All Sunday, I think her name was, turning out to be Nico Robin, is crazy, because like I mentioned before, I knew all of the crew and the names before getting into the show, and the Nico Robin I knew was the busty, hair back, glasses on the forehead Nico Robin with white skin, whiter than mine. That's a stretch, actually. I'm nearly as white as this vest. This is not even a vest. I'm just topless. But yeah, so seeing Nico Robin in Arabasta with a tan and the fringe, I had no idea who she was. So that twist was crazy to me. That's why Arabasta gets an A tier. But the bullshit, though, one bullshit thing I need to bring up with this arc. How the fuck did Luffy beat Crocodile? I know he got it to his weakness. Oh, yeah, water and blood on his hands is his weakness. But, bro, Crocodile used to hang with Whitebeard and them man there, yeah? So how is Luffy? At this stage, he can't even do Gear 2, Gear Secando. And he's beating Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords. Anyway, that was just looking back on it. I thought, retrospectively, how the fuck did he hang with him? But, like, at the time, I was like, yo, that was fire. Like, it made sense. Sand, water, and shit, and blood and liquid and shit, it made sense. You know, it made sense. It wasn't like a bullshit cop-out way, oh, we should never have beat him. You know, I'm trying to think of a Naruto way. You know, it wasn't like a bullshit way like that. So, Arabasta gets an A tier for sure. Moving on, we do have Jaya. Now, Jaya is like a world-building connecting arc, I feel, between Arabasta and Sky Island, which are obviously 2 big chunky arcs. You know the way One Piece is set up, you have the shorter arcs for the world building and the chunky arcs for the main like content. I'm gonna straight away throw Jaya into a B tier. I feel like Jaya was a nice arc connecting the 2 arcs of Arabasta and Sky Island, not in terms of connecting the story, but just connecting, like, flowing us along and getting us introduced to the theme of the Sky Island. I liked Luffy against Hyena. What was the guy's name? I can't remember. The guy with the springs on his legs. Bellamy, yeah. So I did like that storyline, how Luffy just one-shot him basically in that fight, and he was like, bro, don't fuck with me, I've just took down Crocodile, yeah. I love saying that shit, bro. Just took down Crocodile, and you think I can't take your slinky ass down too in one punch? Bitch, please, yeah. So shout out Luffy for that one. Bellamy got wrecked. We got introduced to Blackbeard, which is crazy. Another moment for me in the show, like I keep mentioning about the moments, we had when Blackbeard said dreams don't die. That moment hit me. I got chills for that. And when Nami, I think it was Nami, Luffy and Zoro were walking away from the bar, weren't they? Because they just got like beat up in the bar, basically. Didn't fight back. Just like Shanks, Luffy's role model. So I really like that storyline. I really like Jaya. That gets a B tier. Now, Sky Island was the next arc. And coming into One Piece, a lot of people told me to be Skypiea, I guess you want to call him. A lot of people told me to be aware of Skypiea. Yeah, a lot of people hate on this arc and say it's trash. I enjoyed it. Yeah. The main critique I heard from people was that the arc is too long, which I sort of agree with. The end of the arc did sort of feel like it was dragging out. You're telling me we needed 3 whole episodes, 1 whole hour to get Nolan the Liar's backstory. 3 episodes for that? Yo, like, I feel like towards the end it did drag out. Unfortunately, I can't really critique this arc too well because I fell asleep during a 5-hour coach journey when I was watching this arc. So I missed a few episodes and I was falling asleep watching it. The part where Sanji got on the airship and was like, I need a light after getting zapped by Eneru, that was the part I fell asleep around. Because I know I saw that panel before I watched Skypiea and I wanted to see that scene, but I fell asleep for it. I can't lie. I was knackered on a coach. What can you do? You can't blame me. So yeah, I'm not going to be too critical on Skypiea. One thing I will say though, Eneru was a decent villain. You know, I always talk about the villains with the arcs and with just anime in general. I think a good villain makes a good show and a good arc. Eneru was a decent one. We got the first main introduction to Haki, but they called it Mantra, obviously, up on Sky Island. I forgot to mention with Arabasta before, by the way, Vivi. Oh my god, let me bring it back. Fuck Jaya, fuck Sky Island. Let's go back to Arabasta. Vivi-chan. One of my favourite characters in the show. I hope I get to see more of Vivi and the crew meet up with her again one day. The scene, another moment, I keep talking about moments, they couldn't say, Vivi, you are one of us, because she would get incriminated. They had all the black X's on their arms and held their arms up to be like, we are friends. That scene, yo. And then, what's it called, starts playing Departure. Yo. Arabasta might be an S tier. Arabasta might be an S tier. That's a difficult one. But anyway, Skypiea, let's go back to that now. Shout out Vivi. Skypiea, I'm going to put in a C tier. Ooh, I'm putting Skypiea below Orangetown, Loguetown, Whiskey Peak and Jaya. Can I do that? See, I'm not hating on Sky Island at all. I liked it, yeah. One thing I'll give One Piece credit for, or Oda, I should say, credit for, his imagination goes crazy. When I heard there was a Sky Island, I couldn't even picture in my head how it was going to look. I thought instantly of clouds. There was a lot of clouds there, but the fact it was a whole island in the sky because the knock-up stream had flew it up there, like, yo, Skypiea was actually kind of fire, bro. Let's be real. When they first got there, I was like, this shit is, like, this looks amazing. This is so genius. This is fire. It was only really, like, the 3/4 and the end of the arc that got a bit long for me. The actual end of the arc, I loved with the way they ran off with all the treasure. Even though they were trying to help them, Luffy ran off with the treasure. I believe this arc is when we found out Gold Roger was actually called Gold D Roger and not Gold Roger. Because not Nami, Nico Robin saw the phonoglyph and saw it was signed by Gold D. Roger, and she was like, how the fuck can he write in this language? Which we still don't know. But, sorry, I get away on tangents. This is going to be a long-ass video, but hopefully you are enjoying, and hopefully you stay tuned to the end to see what I rate the rest of these arcs. So, Skypiea, yeah, I did like it, but it didn't have the heights of Arlong Park. It didn't have the heights of Arabasta. That's why I can't put it in the A tier, and all of the rest of the B tier arcs were just little things, you know, like, I've put Skypiea below Whiskey Peak. I can't do that. I'm doing it. It is what it is. If you like Skypiea, I do too, but it's in my C tier for now. Maybe if I rewatched it and took actually in the whole thing and didn't fall asleep for like 10 episodes of it, I might enjoy it more, but it is what it is. Let me move on because I'm taking way too long with this video. Oh, Yes, another D tier. In fact, I'm making a new tier for this next arc. How do I make tiers on this website? Add a row below. Let's go, boys. We've got a new tier added to the list. I'm calling this one Trash. Yeah, and straight away, Long Ring, Long Land goes in there into the trash tier. Yeah, I'm sorry. But that arc was trash. That was the most filler canon arc I have ever seen in my entire life in any show. Foxy was trash. I hated the Davy back games, and the fact that they added 3 anime canon episodes to this arc to make it even longer, I was like, bro, are you for real, for real? Like, Luffy in the anime, they made him ask for more games. And I was like, bro, just fucking get on with it. Move, bro. Like, move on. Luffy did the boxing match against Foxy, and I was like, bro, come on. I actually did low-key enjoy it, but it did feel like a filler. So comparing it to the rest of the canon arcs, that's why it's gone in the trash tier. Like I say, I did actually low-key enjoy it. The whole skating game, I enjoyed that one, yo. I can't lie. The skating game was kind of clean. But the arc itself, trash. Yeah, I'm sorry, trash. Foxy, trash. The island, didn't care about it at all. Luffy asking for more games was trash. One thing I will say for this arc, the humour was hilarious. At this point, Zoro was my number 1 and Sanji was my number 2. So this arc, them two just arguing for the whole thing was hilarious. Zoro getting lost on a straight path was hilarious. The humour was up there, but it did feel like a filler arc. That's why I put it in the trash tier. It's not necessarily trash, but it is. I was going to try and justify it. That arc was trash. Making up for that trash arc right there, though, we move on to one of my favourite arcs in the whole show, and that is Water 7. Yeah, don't play with me when it comes to Water 7. Straight in the S tier. Water 7 for me, I don't know whether it was just the jumping quality from Long Ring Long Land into Water 7, but Water 7 was fucking fire. Yeah, that arc is still to this day one of my top arcs in the show. High S tier, a high S tier. Like I mentioned with Sky Island, the first thing for me with these arcs is seeing the new island. That's what I look forward to with each arc, seeing the island, because I don't know any spoilers from One Piece before coming into it, apart from what happened to Ace. So I was really excited to see just what each island looked like. And Water 7, I had no clue what that was going to look like. And the fact that it was like a whole land in water, and it reminded me of Venice with the canals, like, it was fire. And I loved the creativity and the design of Water 7. I loved how every character was interacting in this arc, how they were walking around the town together. One thing I love about One Piece is that Oda splits the crew up differently each arc. So you see different characters interacting with different characters from the crew. And it makes it feel fresh, even though it's similar. Like, it's the same formula each arc, but it's different still because Oda makes it different. But that's what I love about One Piece. We got introduced to the dock workers and, of course, Iceberg Sam. We needed a new ship. So I was thinking to myself, okay, Water 7, we go there, we get a new ship, we move on. I did not expect the story to just completely turn around and keep us in Water 7 for quite some time, with the huge turning point in this arc. CP9 this. Did I sound like it? Did I sound like it? I thought so. If I was Nico Robin, I would turn around and shit myself. CP9 this. Yeah? Yo, when that guy whispered that to Robin, I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm sure that's what everyone was thinking, because, like, yo, what the fuck does that mean, you know? Water 7, the turning point of that with, of course, the introduction of CP9. The reveal of who CP9 were was fucking crazy, yo. Are you kidding me? Like, the people that it was, you just would not expect it at all. At least I didn't have any inclination of who, like, it was gonna be, you know? Like, it was Bruno from the bar, Khalifa, Iceberg Sam's assistant, Kaku, the Usopp lookalike, and then, of course, Rob Lucci, which turned out to be one of the best antagonists in the show still. The thing is, as well, right, so I go shopping quite a lot, as you saw that Sanji figure. I go shopping quite a lot at, like, the comic and anime stores in Liverpool, where I'm from, and I saw they have loads of One Piece figures. And the only villains I saw, because they have like a whole row of villains, was Doflamingo. So I knew what Doflamingo looked like, but then we also saw him in Jaya. So we did get introduced to him early. I saw Doflamingo. I saw a giant cheetah called Lucci. And I saw Eneru. So I knew Eneru already from Sky Island. I saw Doflamingo. And then there was a giant cheetah called Lucci. But watching Water 7... the name Rob Lucci did not ring any bells to me at all. It did not click in my head. Yo, is that Lucci the cheetah guy? It just didn't clock. And then when I saw him transform, I was like, holy shit, that is wild. And the whole introduction to, like, finger pistol, iron body, moonwalk, shave. this new powers getting introduced. We saw fucking Secando Gear Secando. Was that in Water 7 or Enies Lobby? I can't even remember now, but still, I classed them kind of together. That leads into the next arc. Enies Lobby is an S tier along with Water 7. Water 7, Iceberg Sam, and what's his name? Pauli. My guys. We also got introduced to Frankie, yeah? Super! Yo, Frankie is so funny, bro. Every time he says, super! Bro, he makes me laugh so hard, yeah? But he needs to put some pants on, though. He needs to put some pants on for real. Oh my god, yo, I'm all over the place with this arc. Usopp leaving the crew and fighting Luffy. Are you kidding me right now, bro? Usopp leaving the crew and fighting Monkey D. Luffy. Yo, that whole dynamic right there was so fire. And then Zoro threatening to leave the crew if they just accept them back. He was like, no, he has disrespected the crew. Luffy, you need to stand your ground. Even when Luffy wanted to cry after the fight, and Zoro was like, you can't break, because if you break, what are we meant to do? You're our captain. Zoro is the fucking GOAT. Oh my god. Zoro is the fucking GOAT. Yo, this Water 7 review might have to be a separate video by itself, because this arc right here and the whole saga, apart from Long Ring, Long Land, don't make me say it again, but Water 7 is so crazy. CP9, Luffy versus Usopp, finding out the Going Merry was dead and we needed a new ship. Frankie beating up Usopp, but then the gang getting back anyway on Frankie. Yo, when Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy pulled up, like, yo, you hitting our boy. You're beefing with our boy. Are you sure about that, John Cena? Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, that was fucking crazy, yo. Okay, so anyway, let me move on now to Enies Lobby, because we go pretty much straight from that to Enies Lobby. I've sort of got the order mixed up a bit. I can't remember when we got Frankie's backstory. I think that was in Enies Lobby. Frankie's backstory was fire too. Shout out Tom-san, a real G. Yeah, teaching you real values. That's what I love about this show. Stand by what you believe in. They came for Tom-san and said, if you built this ship, we're going to kill you. Did you build the ship? And he said, fuck yeah, I built that ship. Fuck yeah, I built Gold Roger's ship. What are you going to do about it? Kill me? Do it? I built the best ship in the world. The King of the Pirates built his ship. What are you going to do? Yeah? Bro, fire. But Enies Lobby, the highlight of Enies Lobby, of course, is the Straw Hats versus CP9 and I want to live. Take me with you. Nico Robin saying I want to live. Highlight of the show. That's another moment going on this tattoo sleeve. The Buster Call getting called in Enies Lobby is crazy. One of the most underrated fights. I never see people talking about this. One of my favorite fights in this arc was Frankie against Chapapa. I don't know his real name, but he used to say Chapapa after every sentence. Yeah, like that fight was fire. Frankie was really boxing for real, and so was Chapapa. They were boxing for real, throwing hands. But yeah, so shout out to Frankie, because he was a good addition to the crew, I feel like, and he showed his worth in that arc. Obviously, we had to save him as well as Nico Robin, but the fact that he fought Chapapa like that and held it down, I was like, that is a straw hat right there. Also, Luffy against Bueno, I think, is in Enies Lobby. Luffy doing Gear Secando. Fire. That's why it's S tier, bro. That's why this arc is S tier. I could go on all day talking about Water 7 and Enies Lobby, Rob Lucci, Usopp shouting to Luffy, yo, Luffy, get up and fight him, then we can go back to sea together, bro. Yeah, because he was about to give up on the fight with Rob Lucci. Oh my god, I forgot the introduction to one of the best characters in the show. Sogeking. Sogeki no shima de. Sogeking's theme went so hard, and the fact that Chopper and Luffy the whole arc thought Sogeking was a different person, but everybody else knew it was Usopp. The humor in One Piece is so funny, but the way that they can keep the serious tone to the show and have this humor is just so fucking good. I love this show so much. Let me move on now from Enies Lobby. I don't know if I forgot anything. If I did, I apologize. Shout out Sogeking. And yeah, like, this arc just turned it up a gear. This saga, I should say. I want to class Water 7 and Enies Lobby together as a saga. Turned it up a gear, yeah. Then we had post Enies Lobby, another world building arc, quite short compared to the rest of it, but we brought back Kobe, we brought back Helmeppo, we saw Monkey D. Garp, it turned out to be Luffy's granddad. We found out Dragon was Luffy's dad. This was reveal after reveal after reveal. And I'm pretty sure the last episode was Acer against Blackbeard, Kurohige. That is a crazy arc right there. That might be S tier too. You know what? Post Enies Lobby's going in S tier. I was going to put it in A, but to find out Monkey D. Garp is Monkey D. Luffy's granddad, which sounds obvious now, but we didn't obviously know it was Monkey D. Garp. We just knew Garp. To find out Garp, to find out Dragon, to see Ace against Kurohige is crazy. That's S tier right there. I'm going to put too much in the S though, and it's going to take away from being an S tier. You know what? Let me put it back down to A. Fuck it. I'm keeping it in S tier. Yeah? Fuck that. Okay, next saga and next arc, Thriller Bark. Now, let me just start off by saying Thriller Bark felt like a whole season of Scooby-Doo. Yeah, everyone running around looking like fucking Scooby-Doo, bro. That's literally what it was, and I'm sure that's the vibe he was going for with this arc. And Oda was just having fun with it, I feel like. After a serious arc like Water 7, Enies Lobby, and Post Enies Lobby, he sort of turned up the humour a bit. Thriller Bark was fucking hilarious. Luffy pushing the zombie back into the ground and saying, there you go, wounded old man. Like, that is peak comedy for me. Like, the fact that we had the three scared, like, most scared characters in Usopp, Chopper, and Nami all together. Then they went through the island getting scared by everything. Then we had Luffy, Zoro, Frankie, Sanji, and Nico Robin, like, people who aren't scared of anything. Them walking through the same, like, path and not getting scared by anything. That was just hilarious to me. But one critique of this arc, I will have to say, I didn't really care for the whole, Ghosts in the Paintings. Gecko Moria was the worst warlord we'd seen so far. Hated Gecko Moria. I didn't like the Oars thing. I didn't like losing the shadows and putting the shadows in Oars. I didn't like the story of the arc, I can't lie. All the character designs for me, this arc were... Don't get me started. That big-ass pig woman, Lola, don't get me started. Gecko Moria, don't get me started on his character design, bro. What the fucking hell is that? What the fucking hell is that? But very important world building though, in terms of Lola. She said that she was some pirate's daughter. My prediction is Big Mom. She's going to be Big Mom's daughter. That's my prediction, which I know I might find out later on. I think Big Mom might be the ruler of Whole Cake Island. I don't know for sure. Like I say, I don't know any spoilers from One Piece, so please don't drop any post-time skip comments because I'm still watching it at the minute, you know. We also got, obviously, more information on the Viva card, and we found out Ace was, like, fucked, basically, from Luffy's Viva card. What else happened in Thriller Bark? Brook. How could I forget about Brook? So Luffy, instead of doing this whole, we go a whole arc, you can join my crew, the first thing he said to Brook was join the crew. Yeah, which I thought was really funny. And Sanji and Nami were there with him. Nami looked fire in this arc. Usopp looked fire in this arc. Don't play with my boy Usopp, yeah? Usopp has got drip. Real drip. Yeah, like, Usopp has got some of the best fits in this show. I might do a tier list of One Piece fits. Yeah, mine's got to be in there, bro, with the fucking Trafalgar Law hat. Are you dumb? But, yeah, Usopp in this arc looks fly, bro. He looked like the Undertaker or something, bro. But Usopp looked clean in this arc, as if that's like a positive for the arc for the tier list. But the one thing we do have to mention with this arc, nothing happened. Are you mad? Nothing happened. Yeah, that redeemed the whole arc for me. Yeah, that's why this arc is going in B tier. I might put it in C tier if it wasn't for this ending. But Thriller Bark gets a B for Bark for me, because this arc right here, bro. Did I give Drum Island a D for Drum? Yes, I did. So, not Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria getting beaten, and then Kuma turning up on the island, bro. When Kuma slapped Perona, I thought, she's dead. She is dead. Dead. Cynthia, if anyone's seen 21 Jump Street. But yeah, I thought she was dead. I was like, oh shit, she's dead. She's just been fucking slapped into oblivion. He slapped her so hard, she just fucking vanished. I was like, that is a hard slap. Then, bro, the whole scene at the end, that is peak fiction right there. Everyone's passed out. Luffy beat Gecko Moria doing the super Luffy thing. I forgot that even happened, yo. He went into like blue Luffy. I just didn't like this arc in terms of story. But bro, Zoro saying, please don't take his head. He's going to be king of the pirates. I'll give you a head instead. I would be honored or something. I would respect it if you took mine. Like, bro, that man is willing to die for his captain. Yeah, he was willing to die for his Sensho. He literally said, take mine instead. Luffy is going to be king of the pirates. And one of my favourite scenes in One Piece here is the callback to Baratie. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, of course, Zoro was throwing away his dream there. He wanted to be the world's greatest swordsman. If he died there, he would have threw away his dream. Sanji pulled up on Zoro and was like, have you forgot about your own ambitions? Why are you throwing your own dreams away? But the throwback call to Baratie is that when Zoro went teed up with Mihawk in Baratie and was ready to die, he offered himself to Mihawk basically and was like, scars on the back of a swordsman's shame, do it on the front, I will happily take this L. Sanji was watching on and he shouted to Zoro, I've got the quote here, abandon your stupid dream. Like, why do you want to die? You would rather die than give up. So for Sanji to turn around now and Thriller bark and say, have you forgotten about your dream? Completely flip it and be like, you need to live your dream. Let me be the one to die. That was just so fire. And for Zoro to turn around and show, I am number 2 in this crew. It's my job to protect everyone else below me and the captain. And then he knocked out Sanji. Went away. Nothing happened. The fact that he held that information because he knew how much it would impact Luffy if Luffy found out what Zoro did for him. Zoro might be the best anime character of all time. He just might be. He just might be, though. Yeah, what other anime character do you know that's as real as that? What number 2 do you know that's as real as that? You think Sasuke would do that for Naruto? Maybe in Boruto, but Jordan Shippuden, Sasuke was a bitch. So what number 2 do you know that would do that for the number 1? No one. That's why. Zoro is the motherfucking GOAT. But with that being said, I just wanted to rant about Thriller bark and say how hype that scene was. I'm getting right up here, the nothing happened panel, and right above it, the Luffy, Kaizoku, Oniori wa Naru, yeah. So next arc, let me move on. I've completely forgot I'm even recording a video now. This is just a One Piece review of how much I fucking love this show. Forgot we're doing the tier list. Holy shit. Next up, Sabaody, yeah? Straight S tier, straight in with the ranking. No bullshit with this one, it's an S tier. Sabaody is an S tier, bro. Luffy punching the motherfucking colour and the animation out of that bitch-ass Celestial Dragon is still one of the hypest moments I've ever seen in anything, bro. I felt that punch. I literally punched with him. I was like, fuck that guy, yeah? Yo, they built the Celestial Dragons up to be like some of the worst motherfuckers in history, bro. So when Luffy punched the fucking lights out of that guy, literally punched the colour off his face, I was like, Luffy! Yeah, I felt that one to my core, bro. To this day, it remains one of my favourite moments. Bro dodged the bullets because he started shooting. He popped my man Hachi. Yeah, don't play with our friends, bro. Popped my man Hachi in the back just for being a fish, man. Like, are you racist, bro, or what? Racismo, no? So then Luffy starts dodging bullets. He's a rubber man. He could have got hit with them and bounced them back. But no, he dodged them just to show you're a bitch. You are a bitch. Yeah? And then motherfucking knocked his lights out. Yo, I'm getting too hyped there. I'm just fucking sweating. But yeah, man. So Sabaody, for that moment alone, is an S tier. Yeah? Meeting the new rookies. Eustace Kid, I can't wait to see him again. That guy is set up to be such a fire character. And my boy, Trafalgar Law, yeah? Room. Shambles. So fucking clean. I look like fucking MJ then. But yeah, so seeing the rookie pirates, I think the rest of the rookies were a bit trash, but Luffy punching the Celestial Dragon, Kizaru turning up, another Admiral, of course. Oh my god, don't bring me back to Water 7, Admiral Aokiji. Oh my fucking god, let's go back to Water 7. Aokiji turning up. Okay, nah, let's stay on track. We're at Sabaody now. We've missed Water 7, missed the chance to talk about Aokiji. So the second Admiral that we meet turns up, Kizaru. Kizaru was a fire character. One guy I hated in this arc though, Kizaru's little nephew, who looks like a fucking Clash of Clans character. Big ass waist, big ass head with a big ass axe. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't even know Haki. I want to fight that guy. Yeah, just from how he looks. But obviously the highlight of Sabaody has to be Kuma. The fact that there were multiple Kumas on the island was crazy. And when he started smacking those motherfuckers, obviously I saw a poster from Wano, so I knew the crew were all alive and all back together. To experience that moment through Luffy's eyes, Luffy couldn't save any of his friends. Yeah, as much as I loved the punch on the Celestial Dragon, it showed Luffy at that moment, your actions have consequences. And I feel like that's something that didn't really get shown in the previous arcs. Oh my god, I forgot about the Going Merry. Let's go back to Water 7. Yeah. I cried my fucking eyes out over a ship. Over a ship, a pirate ship, made me cry. Are you fucking crazy, Oda? How do you even do this stuff? You are a magician. But yeah, so I cried over the Going Merry. That shit was so sad though, bro. Usopp's face. Yo. Well, I think he had the Soge King mask on, didn't he? And you just saw the tears underneath, but... Bro, that was so fire. But, yo, I've lost my train of thought now. Oh, yeah, so, like, the Buster Call, they got saved by the Going Merry. It's like, how, bro? Come on, that's a bit of a cop-out. But this arc right here in Sabaody showed Luffy, yo, you can't act this reckless, bro, because shit goes down. But I love the fact that he punched him still. Backed up his mate Hachi, and the fact that we got Luffy's backstory at the end of the post-war arc showed even more ven for the Celestial Dragons, because of course they killed Sabo, allegedly. So, yeah, fucking hell, man, this show is so fucking good. Oh my days, do you see how hype I'm getting just reliving these moments? This show is so good, oh my god. Trafalgar Law as well. Go-to character. I love the way he calls everyone Ya at the end of the name, like Mugiwara Ya and Eustace Ya. I don't know why he does that, but it's such like an interesting character trait. But yeah, Eustace, I wanted him to be a good guy. Like we saw a bit of him in post-war. It's looking like he's set up to be a bad guy and a villain. I don't know when I'm going to see him again, but I'm looking forward to that moment. That's what I'm loving about One Piece as well. I'm completely blind going into this. I don't know spoilers. I don't know what any island looks like. I don't know who we're going to meet on the islands. So going into each arc, I'm like, yo, anything that happens, I'm like, that's crazy, bro, that's crazy, that's wild, that's mad, yo. But yeah, seeing Luffy's reaction to all of his mates getting slapped away broke me, bro. I nearly cried again. Like, and the last one being Nico Robin right in front of him, like an arm's length away, and he just got slapped the fuck out of here. Crazy. But my man Rayleigh, though, that's a goat right there. That's a certified OG. Yeah, Rayleigh is one of the best senseis in all of anime. Yeah, he pulled up, bitched Kizaru. Yeah, made him his bitch. Sabaody gets an S. I am really forgetting that I'm doing a tier list here. Next arc is Amazon Lily. Of course, the aftermath of Luffy getting slapped. He landed on an island and we met Boa Hancock. Now, I already knew the name and the character Boa Hancock. I knew she was one of the 7 warlords before I watched One Piece, but I thought she was going to be a villain. But yo, she might be the baddest anime character of all time. Literally, I've never seen a woman drawn so fucking perfectly, bro. Boa Hancock is fire. The Amazon Lily arc was a big turning point in the story. It showed Luffy getting in cahoots with the Amazon warriors. What are they called? The Kaja pirates or something like that. Obviously, meeting up with Boa Hancock too was massive, but then we saw more use of Haki, and Luffy used Conqueror's Haki. Yo, this show is so fucking fire. Amazon Lily gets an A for Amazon. Yeah, holy shit, the Summit War saga is crazy. You're telling me we go Sabaody into Amazon Lily, into Impel Down, into Marineford, into post-war. That is a fucking crazy saga right there. So, obviously, the next one, like I say, is Impel Down. Impel Down, I'm going to put in A tier again. I did like it. I thought it was a bit long at some parts. I was like, fucking hell, just get out of here. But we got introduced to some great characters again. Crocodile coming back. I did not expect to see Crocodile again after so many episodes, like 400 episodes later, after Arabasta. Buggy the Clown coming back was fire. Mr. 3 as well, and Mr. 2. Mr. 2's a goat. Can we have a moment of silence for Mr. 2? Goat. Yeah, Mr. 3 is a goat as well. But yeah, and Buggy, so funny. This arc was so funny, bro. Seeing Buggy again after 400 episodes and expecting Luffy to have, like, when they there was a scene when they started running alongside each other, Buggy and Luffy, and I expected Luffy to be like, oh my god, it's Buggy the Clown, because that's what I was like. And Luffy looks at him and just goes, oh, it's just Buggy, and then carries on running. Yo, Oda is hilarious how he writes these characters. Impel Down gets an A tier. Magellan was a great antagonist, even though obviously he's not a villain, he's an antagonist, he was just doing his job. But yeah, this arc was fire. Luffy nearly died again. Again, another arc showing Luffy, bro, stop being so motherfucking reckless, because you will die at some point. You need to level up. Summit War was really the turning point for Luffy to be like, yo, I need to level up. He couldn't protect his friends in Sabaody, could hardly protect himself in Impel Down. The fact that he broke into a prison and broke out, though, Michael Scofield, who, yeah, but Impel Down was fire. Magellan was a great character. Ivan-san was a great character as well. Shout out to Ivan. And the way the world builds together, Ivan-san being a friend of Luffy's dad's, like, this show is so fucking good. I can't remember exactly where we got the Straw Hat separation. It was between Amazon Lily and Impel Down, I'm pretty sure. And then between Impel Down and Marineford. So we saw where the other Straw Hats were, which was nice to see. But now we get to Marineford, and do I even need to say anything? S tier. Do I even need to say anything? S tier. Do I even need to say anything else? Marineford gets an S tier for Shirohige, the GOAT. Blackbeard is a bitch. Yeah, Whitebeard is the GOAT. Yo, the One Piece is real. The One Piece is real. Ace's death completely broke me as if I'd lost a brother myself. I already knew Ace died during Marineford. That was the only spoiler I saw of One Piece coming into it. But to actually witness it, it still hurt me, bro. The fact that, like, as we found out in post-war, he was just like Gold Roger, would never run away from anything. When Whitebeard died, it showed his back, that he never gets scars from running away from people. So Ace had that same mentality of never running away, always fighting for what he believes in. Even from a kid we saw in the post-war arc, he was always like that. At first, I was like, yo, Ace, we've just done all of this just to rescue you, just for you to throw it away. But, he stood his ground, stood for what he believed in. He said, you want to talk bad on me dad's name? Fuck you, Akainu, yeah? I can't wait for somebody to beat up Akainu, bro. I can't fucking wait for that. If Luffy doesn't get his get back, I will be fuming. But, I can't wait to see Akainu again and be like, bitch, you thought, yeah? Marineford was fucking fire. Shout out to Ace. And like I say, never any scars on the back, never runs away from anything. But the fact that he jumped in front of Luffy to save Luffy and let Akainu punch through his back, punch through his tattoo, which he mentioned in Arabasta was his pride and joy, that tattoo. Because it showed he was part of the Shirohige Kazuku-dan. To let Akainu punch through it just to protect his little brother. Luffy's reaction. I've got to shout out Jinbei too. I forgot to mention that in Impel Down. Jinbei, an absolute GOAT in this arc. Marco the Phoenix, a GOAT. Little Oars Jr., linking it back to Thriller Bark with big oars. All the warlords being there. Mihawk, Gecko Moria's bitch ass again. Doflamingo. What the fuck is Doflamingo's power? Every time I see Doflamingo use his power, he does something different with it, bro. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, yo? But, mate. Marineford is one of the best anime arcs I've ever seen. Probably the best. Shanks pulling up at the end. Don't get me started, bro. I was watching the whole thing like, I can't wait for the Emperors to pull up. Surely Shanks. Because we saw the little meeting. I can't remember when it was. Shanks pulled up on Whitebeard's ship and was like, you need to stop Blackbeard. I've got a bad feeling about this. Or stop Ace from going to get Blackbeard. So I was waiting for Shanks the whole time to pull up to the war. And then he wasn't. He didn't pull up. He wasn't there. And then Whitebeard died. Ace died. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? No Shanks. Still 500 episodes later. And then for Kobe to nearly get killed by Akainu. Akainu's a bitch. Let me say that one more time. Akainu, bitch. Yeah? For him to nearly kill Kobe. And for it to get stopped by a sword. And for it to zoom out and be Shanks. Are you fucking... I love this show. Marineford's an S tier. Need I say any more? And the final arc is post-war. Now, post-war I felt like dragged a bit towards the end, but it was necessary. I'm going to put post-war as an A, because we got Luffy's backstory, the ASL brothers, and the fact that Saba was voiced by Naruto is just crazy to me. You've got Naruto and Luffy as brothers in the same show. So every time I see Sabo, because he's got the short blonde hair too, I just think of Naruto. I'm like, it's not even Sabo. That's Uzumaki Naruto. Yeah? So... Uzumaki, I was going to say Sabuto, but that just doesn't go. But yeah. So, post-war gets an A for me. Like I say, the ASL backstory was fire. I love seeing more of the interaction with Garp. Especially in the present day when Garp goes back to Luffy's town, Windmill Village, and Dadan's there. And she's like, why didn't you save him? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And Garp was just like, I wanted to, but the moral dilemma between Garp, do I help family? Do I stay true to my job? This show is just amazing on every single level. That's all of the arcs pre-time skip. I'm going to do post-time skip in another video once I've caught up. Like I say, I'm 10 episodes through Fishman Island, but just to round it off, bro. So let's look at the tier list. We have Long Ring, Long Land in the trash tier, Drum Island in the D tier, C tier, we have Romance Dawn, Sierra Village, Reverse Mountain, Little Garden, and Skypiea. B tier, we've got Orangetown, Loguetown, Whiskey Peak, Jaya, and Thriller Bark. Yo, putting Whiskey Peak and Orangetown in B tier and Skypiea in C is a bit mad, innit? That's a bit mad. But A tier, we've got Arlong Park, Arabasta, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, and Post War. S tier, we have Baratie, Water 7, Enies Lobby, Post Enies Lobby, Sabaody, and Marineford. Now, that is a good tier list if you ask me. The only questionable one, like I say, is Sky Island. Let me know what you thought of this tier list in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Where would you rate anything? As always, be respectful. Yeah, we're all One Piece fans here. And if you're not a One Piece fan, I don't know why you've watched this long into a One Piece tier list, to be honest. But yeah, shout out to all the One Piece fans. Let me know who your favourite characters are. Like I say, try and keep it spoiler free, please, because I haven't seen anything post-time skip yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to it, man, and I will see you in part 2 when we discuss the post-time skip tier list. I know we've got Fishman Island, Dressrosa, Punk Hazard, Whole Cake, and Wano. I'm sure there's some that I've missed, but I don't know exactly because, like I say, I'm fresh on this thing. But do you agree with my tier list? Do you think it's trash? Do you think it's just okay? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, share, subscribe. People, I'll catch us next time, where you will see my new One Piece tattoo sleeve. So hopefully you look forward to that. Take it easy.